Hello everybody, how are you going? And welcome back to some more CCA, some more concerned children's advertisements, which can be really random sometimes, but also very, very efficient in getting the point across. And so this one is called Blown Away. What's he got? Oh no! Oh no! Get it, son! What? I mean, like I said, they're very efficient and they're so good at advertising to both parents and kids and adults and everything else in between, but it's just not what I expected. I expected him to, I don't know, there were so many different ways that could have gone, and I didn't know what they were at first. It almost looked like they were credit cards, like he'd stolen something from his parents to go buy something from the store. I wasn't sure, but then when it turned out to be Pokemon cards and he's just chasing it down the street, down the park, but he doesn't get it. The wind beat him. How did you let the wind beat you, my man? It's your favorite one. You just bought it, so to say. But because you weren't fit, it outran you. That's crazy. And it just advertised it, like I said, so well to children. Like kids will be going, oh my God. Oh, I need to go for a run. I need to actually participate in PE in class and everything like that because I don't want to be losing my Pokemon cards. I can't. I've just bought, I just saved up all my pocket money and I went and got my full deck. And if I lost it, that'd be the end. I'd have a meltdown. But nope, if I just be able to run an extra 10 meters, you never know. Maybe what they should have showed is if he just stopped and then it landed on the ground and then it got run over by a car or something and just folded in half. Because I feel like or maybe not run over by a car because that means he would have to go on the road, but it just went down a storm drain. And so if he'd just been able to run another 10 meters, then he would have got it back. But because he stopped right then and there in the middle of the park, then he wasn't able to get it. I feel like that's the direction that I would have liked it to go down, just to show why you really want to be fit. Like if you just have that little bit more fitness, you would be able to save it. But because he didn't, he just wasn't able to get anything of it.
Hey, everyone.
What's wrong with it?
Here you are. It's the second time. Here, put this on this week. Okay. Be good.
Oh,
I love you.
he's frozen. Two ways the world. What? Okay, I guess. Wow, that's not the direction I expected that to be going. And I mean, of course, it's a beautiful showcase of having loving parents and loving guardians that will drive after you to give you a coat, even though I guess you don't really want it. And I don't really know if he needs it. As looking at the rest of them, they're hardly all in their big long jacket. It's like he's in a t-shirt. If he was in a t-shirt, then it would make sense. But everyone else there is in long pants, long jackets, and that's it. They're not big overcoat like he then gets given. And maybe that's why he is so embarrassed, because he doesn't feel like he needs it. But the mother does feel like he needs it. And that's why she's trying to love him as much as she possibly can and driving after her, finding him and all of that kind of stuff. But he just doesn't feel like he needs it. He's trying to be tough and cold, and that's why he's frozen with disbelief in two ways of the word. But then again, I guess they are almost trying to help out the parents more so in this situation, going, okay, we will make an advertisement so parents don't have to constantly be reminding their children and driving after their children just to give them their coat, and instead of being embarrassed because the mum turns up and gives them the coat, maybe just remember in the first place, because you won't be this embarrassed and you might have these moments if you just took it from home in the first place, which then does make the whole title make sense being bundle up. But then I just don't get the end title card here being boy. It's not easy being one. Like, it's so ambiguous in a way. Like, what is it actually trying to say? I feel like they could have just not done that whole slide and it would have made more sense. Oh, but hang on a second here. I just wanted to read the description because I was wondering if I was missing something, and it does say that it is part of a 2-part series. And so I wonder what the other one is or was, but it does then provide just a little bit more context as I was going, surely this just isn't the whole thing. Like, it's so kind of vague in everything. Like, generally they're vague, but at least the last one with Blown Away, there was a punchline at the end going, okay, stay fit because you want to catch your Pokemon cards, where this one was just kind of a nice environment that kind of turned sour because what, they were laughing at him for being warm. Poor fella. If I'd be going, well, I mean, I forgot my jacket, maybe I didn't want it, but at least I am warm on this 10-degree day or 0-degree day, whatever it may be, where these guys, they just got their hoodie on and that just is what it is. Even just reading some of the comments here, it sounds like generally it is something you want to have happen, because it says this happened to me once, but it was less traumatizing. My friends were like, good thing your mum got you the jacket. It's cold. This happened to me at one point in my life. Luckily, my friends were actually good and understanding, and that's really what it comes down to. Whether you have friends that might give you a little bit of banter and a little bit of ribbing and a little bit of joking around and going, oh, well, geez, what about this and what about that? But realistically, everyone should be supportive of going, man, it is cold. I wish I had that jacket, and I wish I had my mum chasing after me just to give it to me, even after I forgot it, whether on purpose or accidentally. It's cold, let alone in the afternoon after you do finish school and the sun sets at 4 p.m, 3:30, depending on how north you are. All of a sudden, you're going to be wishing that you had your jacket, and everyone else is going to be wishing that they had your jacket. So I guess it's just a perspective shift, and that's maybe what they're advertising here, going, it might not be good in the moment, but man, you're going to be happy long term.
What do you do when you find the needle? Leave it alone. Tell a teacher. Tell my mom. Right. Tell somebody quick, because the needle can hurt you. It can make you sick. And it's sharp. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. What else? Somebody has to stay.
I'm oldest. I'll stay.
I'll stay, too. What's that?
It's needle. They're looking after it.
Remember, if you find the needle, tell somebody.
See, that one is a lot more straight to the point. You can understand what's going on here. There's a full start and end, and everyone can get it, and it does actually work. Having kids actually narrate the entire thing, I think, is just such the key in it. As if you have an adult doing a voiceover, then it's kind of like, oh, old person talking, get away from me. But when you actually have kids running around, even if it is at 2 frames a second, you can actually, as a kid, then go, ooh, what are they saying? I want to be involved in this. So the message actually gets delivered. And like they're saying, oh, I'm the oldest and I'll stay. So it's not just one person staying, it's 2 people staying or 3 people staying, while other people go and get adults and whoever else they can. It makes sense, and it's just digestible for kids, and that's what these guys are generally so good at. The CCAs, even though they came out so long ago, everyone just wishes that they were rerun or remade and just continually to be made, because the Heritage Minutes, let's say, are still being made. So why not the CCAs? And why does it seem like Canada is one of the only places in the world that have ever had this? I mean, I think Germany has probably had some, is what I've heard. There are different countries in the world, but why not Australia? Why not the States? Why not the UK? As far as I've heard, we've never had this kind of advertising towards children to convey these messages that are often difficult for parents to tackle. Maybe the parents aren't comfortable with them. Maybe the parents don't know how to convey it to the kid in the first place, because it can be very tricky. Like, you don't want them to go, stay and play with it. You want to be saying, stay with the needle, go get someone, but don't touch it, don't do this. And it can be a difficult conversation to have. And to outsource it can work so well for so many people. To be having these kids convey the message, it's just golden. As so many people just always seem to say that they remember, maybe not all of them, but they go, oh, I remember that one. It's still burnt into my mind. Every afternoon it was played when I was watching this or that, whatever it may be. These kind of things do stick into people's minds, and it can maybe just change the course of someone's life.
Kids, they're so cute and forever learning new things. They're real copycats.
You better be good.
God.
You'll be dad and all the more. Be good now.
Someone's watching your every action. Be aware. Be wise.
Oh man, I haven't seen many of the CCAs, funnily enough, because it's concerned children's advertisements be targeted more towards the parents and the carers. But that one was just straight to the heart, literally in some ways, being smoking and all the other habits that kids can, from a very early age, just be digesting and taking on later in life, whether they service or even early in life, just playing with the teddy and just making it smoke and all those kind of things. It's just heartbreaking in that regard to go, yeah, this kid is on a certain trajectory and hopefully it can be broken, but it statistically probably won't. If they are starting to be indoctrinated almost that early on, it's just natural. Like, it's not even a problem. It's not something that is ever thought about from the kid's perspective, even when they're older, going, oh, it just is what it is. My grandmother smoked, my father smoked, everyone else around me has just been smoking their entire lives, and so, well, what's wrong? Like, especially when this came out or when this was made, 2008, if it came out in 2002, I don't think it ever really says exactly when it came out, but I think they came out a little bit longer ago than that, and so things have changed now. There's a little bit more awareness and a little bit more just ability for kids to be finding out their own information, maybe not at her age, but even at 8 and 10 and all those kind of things. There are other sources that are readily available, but like I said, it's just so heartbreaking because there's so many things, from smoking to drinking to harder things, even driving behaviors and aggressiveness, whatever it may be. There are so many things that kids can be displayed and subject to even in their earlier years that there's no other choice, really. They're always going to be displaying elements of the people that they are spending the most time with, and for kids, that's generally going to be their parents and guardians, and maybe their friends as well, if they're going to be picking up some vocabulary, whatever it may be. It can change in that regard, but behaviors like this, if they're around it for 80% of their childhood life, in terms of just they go to school and then they come home and it's all that one thing, there's not too many other options. So like I said, it's rare to be seeing them advertised towards, I guess, kids in a way, to try and implant it that it might not be wrong, but directly towards the parents and the guardians in this situation. There's a reason they have to do it, and it's sad, but it's great that they've done it, and it's so necessary in so many ways.